Born in Macedonia, Alex was a child prodigy. He conquered most of the world before he was even 13, and he tamed the so-called untamable horse while he was only 10. His father, Philip, was a great war organizer. Sadly, he was murdered while Alex was 19. Alex had a strong hatred towards Persia because they opposed Greece. So, Alex set out to dominate Persia in the spring 347 BC. Little did Alex know, this trip would be one of the most historical trips ever. When Alex set out, he was pretty much taking on the whole world. Alex was one of the most influencing persons in history. He was an inspiration for later conquerors Hannibal the Carthaginian, Julius Caesar, and Napoleon. He was gifted with the power to rule Macedonia at age 16 by his father Philip. Shortly after this, a group of people from a rebellious tribe of the Thracian of Media posed a danger to the country. However, Alex led an army to oppose against the rebels, and defeated them with swift effort. He took over their stronghold and renamed it after himself, Alexandropolis. While on his conquest to take down Persia, Alexander received a letter from Darius offering a truce with a gift of several western provinces of the Persian Empire. But, being Alexander, he refused to make peace unless he could have the whole empire. Alex continued marching to Egypt. When he got there, around 331 BC, the Egyptians welcomed the Macedonians because they also hated Persia with a passion. Alex ordered that a city be founded in his name at the mouth of the Nile. It would be used as a trading and military Macedonian outpost, one of the first. He never lived to see it built, but Alexandria would become a major economic center in the Mediterranean. In the spring, Alex went to the Great Temple and went to see the oracle of Amun-Ra, the Egyptian god of sun, who the Greeks and Macedonians identified with Zeus. The earlier Egyptian pharaohs were believed to be sons of Amun-Ra, and Alexander, as the new ruler of Egypt, wanted the god to acknowledge him as his son. At the temple, he was welcomed by priests and spoke to the oracle. The priests told him that he was the son of Zeus, made to rule the world. Now, ready for battle, Alexander received reinforcements from Europe. He set out for Babylon. He conquered lands between the Tigris and Euphrates River and found the Persian army near modern Erbil, Iraq. The Macedonian troops tried to persuade Alexander to attack the camps at night, but Alex wanted to defeat Darius in a fair fight. This is because he wanted to make sure the Persian army would not dare raise an army against him again. The two armies met on the battlefield the next morning, October 1st, 331 BC. At the beginning of the battle, the Persian forces split and separated the two Macedonian wings. But however, Alex, heavily outnumbered, went straight after Darius and forced him back. Darius fled to Media, and Alex occupied Babylon. Alexander continued his pursuit of Darius for hundreds of miles. When he finally caught up with them, he found the Persian king dead. He found out that Darius was assassinated by Bessus, who now called himself King of Kings. Alexander gave Darius a royal funeral and set out for Bactria after his murderer. The Macedonians spent 2 hard years in Bactria fighting a war against the followers of Bessus. Finally, Bessus was given up by his own people. When Alexander caught up with them, he sent him back to Persia to be dealt with. Bessus was then murdered for the assassination of King Darius. So, there still poses the question, did Alexander conquer Persia, or did Persia conquer Alexander? Even though Alexander and his troops were extremely exhausted, Alexander did in fact conquer Persia, and he did it with an iron fist.